And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome you to round number 23 of the 2014 NASCAR Spring Up Series season. So we are live here from the Michigan International Speedway, getting ready to go green for 30 laps of racing for today's Pure Michigan 400, I believe is the name. I have no idea. We're here today at Michigan, getting ready to go green. On the front row are a couple of Toyotas who are still looking for their first win. Ryan Vickers in the 55 and Kyle Busch in the 18. Row 2, we have the 17 Nationwide Insurance Ford of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. And running out row 3 is Greg Biffle and Clint Boyer. So, after last week at Watkins Glen, Kevin Harvick, his win last week, has locked the number 4 car in the chase for 2014. Along with the number 20 of Matt Kenseth. Matt Kenseth is also the point leader. He has a 21-point lead on the two of Brad Keselowski, who had issues last week at Watkins Glen. Jeff Gordon, Joey Logano, and rookie Kyle Larson are your top 5 in points. Carl Edwards 6, Paul Menard, Kyle Busch, Jamie McMurray, and Kevin Harvick your top 10 in points. So that is all for the pre-race news. And we're going to sit down trackside so we can get the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
As the pace car will lead the field onto the racetrack so they can begin their pace laps, we're going to take you to your starting grid for today's race at Michigan. Okay, we are back, and I'm sure you maybe seen the driver who is driving the 21 and the 6. Trevor Bayne, who's usually driving the number 21 in the Cup Series. A one-race deal with the number 6 Advocate Ford. Bayne, who's moving up to full-time in the Cup Series next year, will be getting an early jump in the number 6 car. You might be wondering who is driving the 21 car. Is Trevor's teammate in the Nationwide Series, Chris Buescher, making his Spring Up Series debut in the 21 car. So great to see Chris Buescher getting an opportunity for Wood Brothers Racing. He'll start deep in the field though in that 21 car. As we move back up to the front, Ryan Vickers and Kyle Busch, your front row. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Martin Truex Jr. Your first 4 rows. Coming down to get the green flag, Vickers. Lead the field down into the green flag, your 2009 winner here, and Kyle Busch, 2011 winner here. Gets us underway. Racing off in the turn 1, and here comes Stenhouse, making it 3 wide for the lead. Puts Vickers in on the outside now. Truex goes to the inside of Kyle Busch, and looks like something's wrong with the 18 of Busch. He really did not get in turn one out that well, and we got a car going in for Paul Menard. Huge crash for Paul Menard and Casey Mears. Now Vickers back on the inside for the lead. Caution out. The caution is not out, but heavy hit for the 27 and the 13. That's Paul Menard and Casey Mears. Biffle's now moved up into second. Here comes the 22 of Joey Logano getting in the mix for the lead. There's Casey Kane in the 5 on the inside. Carl Edwards in the 99. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88. And there's Ryan Newman and Tony Stewart. They're back here. Looks like they were probably involved as well. The 27 of Paul Menard has took his car behind the wall, and Paul was 7th in points. Vickers still out in front. Here comes Logano to the inside for 2nd place. On the 16 of Biffle. Marcus Ambrose right now running in 5th. They're 4 wide. Watch out. Austin Dillon to the inside of Kurt Busch. Now the 3 wide once again. Jeff Gordon in the 24 moving on the inside. There's Allmendinger pushing the 99. Now Stenhouse up here trying to get third away from Biffle. Logano got by. Ambrose and Kane working on Biffle. We're seeing a lot of the Fords up here. We got Logano, that Ford. We got the Biffle Ford, Stenhouse, and Ambrose. Right now, Brian Vickers, the only Toyota inside the top 10. And we got trouble with the 17 and the 9. Get together. A great save by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Marcus Ambrose. But they lost a lot of track, a lot of spots, and a lot of time to lead of Brian Vickers. Now the 3 wide back here once again. Dale Jr., Austin Dillon, Casey Kane. There's Kenseth on the inside of Jeff Gordon and Kurt Busch. Here's the 6 of Trevor Bayne right now running inside the top 20. And we got trouble in the back. Caution is out. And that will... And Brian Vickers will have to give up his lead. There's a 22. Logano's off pace. Is the 22 blowing up? I think he is. Joey Logano looks like he is blowing up early in this race. 4th in points. We have a lot of things to look at first. So we have a lot of things to look at. First thing we're going to look at is what happened to the 13 of Casey Mears and the 27 of Paul Menard that happened early in the race. I think it was lap 1. Happened on the back straightaway. Looks like Menard and Mears just going to hook together, and there they go on the apron through the on the back. So Menard's going to pound that inside wall. They both drive away, I believe. Come back up the track. And Paul Menard's going to drive his car back to pit road, where he will take his Menard Chevrolet behind the wall, which will end the 27th day. I'm going to go and see what if something happened to the 31 and the 14. Here's a Tony Stewart in the 14, Ron Newman 31. Oh, Michael Annett forced Stewart up into Newman, and Stewart and Newman both got in the wall. I know I saw those two cars back in the pack. And then the 9 of Marcus Ambrose, 17, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They're going to take a wild ride up here when they were up inside the top 5. Here's Casey Kane right on the inside of Ricky Stenhouse, trying to get around to 17. Gets Stenhouse loose. He chases up the track into Marcus Ambrose. Thinks that Ambrose 17 stood out the outside wall, but that's what happened to them. And the caution came out. We're going to see what the caution came out for. Caution's out right here. And it's like the 83 of Ryan Truex is the guy who spins out. And I was going to get, looks like he might get turned by his teammate Alex Bowman in that 23. Bowman and Truex, same sponsor. Borla is sponsoring Alex Bowman for this race. Truex luckily does not get hit by the 6 of 6 of Joe Nemechek. And the 22 of Joey Logano, he blew up. Yeah, looks like he might have just lost power in that Shelpin Ford. Tough break though for the 22 of Joey Logano. Brian Vickers was our leader. So we have some stuff to look at. Logano is still on, he might have had a tire going down. So he is still on track. Brian Vickers is our leader. Greg Biffle second. Dale Jr., Austin Dillon, and Casey Kane the top 5. We got the 43 blowing up. That's Eric Almirola, AJ Allmendinger, Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Trevor Bayne, and Kyle Busch your top 10. Marcus Ambrose, Eric Almirola, Chris Busch your 13th. Reed Sorensen, Clint Boyer, and see the damage on the 51 of Justin Allgaier. Denny Hamlin, Michael Annett, Cole Witt, and JJ Yeley. Go back and see some of the guys came down pit road. There was a 17 Stenhouse. Keselowski in the 2 car. So the 27 of Paul Menard is out of the race, and he can now put the 43 of Almirola on that list as well, as the 43 car has blown up. He is right now safely in the chase for this year to make his first ever chase after his first career win earlier this year at Bristol. And we are heading there next week under the lots. Right now, Almirola was 20th in the points. Leader Brian Vickers, he's led, I believe, all 9 laps so far today. He will lead the field back down in the green flag. Greg Biffle and Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the top 3. It was a piston issue that took the 43 behind the wall. Now Jenny moves up into second, trying to chase down the 55 of Brian Vickers. And here he goes to the inside for the lead. Austin Dillon now trying to move up into third place in that 3 car. Allmendinger behind him. Biffle falling back on this restart. So is Casey Kane, and here comes Junior on the inside of Brian Vickers for the lead. Dale Jr. gets the lead. Austin Dillon clears Vickers. He'll move up into second. Great run out of this number 3 of Austin Dillon. Now Vickers moves back to the inside for second place. Tries that ends Tweedo down in there, and he looks like he will clear the number 3 of Austin Dillon, and he will take second back from the 3 of Austin Dillon. Greg Biffle's gotten around Allmendinger. He is now back up in 4th place. In the 3 right behind him, Kyle Larson, Casey Kane, AJ Allmendinger. And a great run out of Trevor Bayne early on in this race, driving that 6 for Rouse Fenway Racing. This is a 4th entry, and he's still moving up. This 6 car actually had one of the fastest cars so far early in the race. And Bayne's going to slide up the track. Here comes Kyle Larson getting a run on the outside, and here comes Boyer on the inside. They're 4 wide. Kane, Larson, Bayne, Boyer. Kane's trying to fight back on the outside. Here comes Harvick and Allmendinger. Larson clears Kane. Now Boyer on the inside of Trevor Bayne. This is for 5th place. And Austin Dillon, Greg Biffle, Brian Vickers up here trying to chase down this 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. But always had a fast car early on in this race. And something has happened to the 41 of Kurt Busch. And Travis Quapple off pace, the 32 car. We just got word that the 48 might be blowing up as well. Jimmy Johnson is thrown all the way back to 37th, and something's wrong with the something must be wrong with the 2 of Keselowski. He is 32nd in this 2 car. Something must have happened back here because they're Keselowski and Johnson. They were both up front. There's Juan Pablo Montoya in the 12, the first time we've seen him today. Montoya making his 2nd and final start of the year. And we got trouble up ahead. There's Trevor Bayne involved. And Chris Buescher in the 21 making his Spring Cup Series debut. And they're still crushing up ahead. Keselowski's involved. Bobby Labonte involved. Justin Allgaier powered into it. And Trevor Bayne's great run ends in a hard crash in turn 3 and 4. Travis Quapple, Bobby Labonte, there's Chris Buescher, not the way he wants to in his Spring Up Series debut. Allgaier, Trevor Bayne, and Kyle Busch in the 18 also involved. And this will be bad for Kyle Busch in the points if he was in that crash. And yes, he was. Here comes the 21 of Chris Buescher trying to complete a pass on Kyle Busch. Looks like the 18 is going to hook the 21, and Trevor Bayne that just at the wrong place at the wrong time for that number 6 of Trevor Bayne. Having such a great run. So was Chris Buescher. He was having an incredible run. There's Bobby Labonte. He runs right into the 6 of Trevor Bayne. And there's Keselowski, nowhere to go. Runs into the 52 Labonte. Nemechek gets by. The 2 BK cars gets by. Johnson gets by. Mears gets by, but there's the 51 of Allgaier. He just ran into the 6 of Bain. A hard impact. So a lot of cars are now torn up and they are going behind the wall as we are just now past the halfway point in the race. All the cars have came back down pit road, and it looks like Joey Logano will be the first car off pit road in the 22. And Ryan Vickers is going to be losing a lot of spots to that 55. It's going to be Logano, Earnhardt Jr., Austin Dillon, Greg Biffle, and Clint Boyer. David Gilliland came out 6th in that 38 car. Maybe fuel only for the number 38. Maybe 2 tires. Bobby Labonte, Chris Buescher, Kyle Busch, Trevor Bayne, and Justin Allgaier have took their cars behind the wall, so they are out of the race. Travis Kvapil is 1 lap down in the 32. And we'll be going back to green with about 11 laps remaining. And it'll be 12 laps. Coming out of turn 4, it'll be Logano, Earnhardt, Dillon, Biffle, Boyer, Gilliland, Allmendinger, Harvick, Sorensen, and David Reagan, your top 10. You can tell some of these guys must have done 2 tires like Sorensen, Reagan, and David Gilliland. Green flag is back out. Logano, and look at Earnhardt Jr. to the outside. He is ready to go. Been that 88 car strong. Trying to make a move on the outside of the 22. Logano, can he find some grip on the inside? Stay in front of the 88. Now Biffle on the inside of Austin Dillon for 3rd. And Jenny fighting on the outside. They're side by side for the lead. They know a 3rd win would put them officially in the chase. And Logano and Earnhardt both have 2 wins. And Logano, he won here last year, won this race last year. Trying to hold on for the lead. Biffle now moving on the inside. Look at AJ Allmendinger in that 47 car. Caution out, and yes, the caution is back out. Casey Mears, Travis Kvapil, and there's the 66. Joe Nemechek, Jimmy Johnson involved in the 48. Montoya has damage. Carl Edwards has damage. Possibly Ambrose. Boy, Logano, he jumped that car hardly paid off with that 22 car. Let's go back and see what happened. And Cole Witt, Michael Annett trying to go by the 32, and it looks like Yelly or Nemechek. Nemechek is going to run into the Nemechek's going to turn Kvapil up into Montoya. Edwards runs into Nemechek. Here's Mears. Johnson runs into the 32 of Kvapil. And Jimmy, who moved up to 23rd in points, well, in his 2 consecutive top 10 finishes, well, that's over. And this might pretty much do it for Johnson if he does not want to race. If he does not want to race, he's not going to make the chase. And right there, that's his season right there. And Carl Edwards in the 99, he's moved up to 6th in points, but this will hurt the 99 car a lot in the points. But he has that 2 wins. Let's watch this race back to the line. Let's see if Greg Biffle actually got by Junior. We'll move up into 2nd. The Junior lead the lap. We'll see who got the lead at the line. Yeah, Logano got the lead from Junior, but Biffle's going to be 3rd. Boyer and Allmendinger will be a top 5. And then 4 wide back here, Sorensen, Harvick, Vickers, and David Gilliland. We also forgot to tell you that Justin Allgaier and Brad Keselowski, they are also out of the race. So 2 bad finishes in a row for the number 2 car. Travis Kvapil, Joe Nemechek, and Jimmy Johnson are out of the race as well. We are now under 10 to go here at Michigan. This race earlier in the year, in the spring, it was a 20 of Matt Kenseth. This is where Kenseth picked up his 3rd and final win so far. Right now, Matt is currently running in 17th. Let's give you a top 15 rundown. Joey Logano, Dale Jr., Greg Biffle, Clint Boyer, and AJ Allmendinger. Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, David Gillen, Reed Sorensen, and Brian Vickers. David Reagan, Jeff Gordon, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Ron Newman, Jamie McMurray, Matt Kenseth, Martin Truex, Casey Kane, and Tony Stewart. Stenhouse, a great run out of the 23. This is Alex Bowman, Michael Annett, Cole Witt, and JJ Yeley. Ron Truex, Marcus Ambrose, Montoya, Kurt Busch, Carl Edwards, and Casey Mears. So 31 cars are remaining on track. And we'll be going back to green with about 7 to go. Can Joey Logano hold on? He got his first win of the year at Phoenix. Got his second win. I believe it was at Pocono. Looking for his third win. So is Dale Jr. Greg Biffle looking for his second win. So is Allmendinger. But Boyer and Dillon, they've not been in victory lane this year. Dillon's never been in victory lane in this Cup Series, and here comes Junior back to the outside. Can he get another run on the 22 Logano? On the outside, you'll see 88 of Dale Jr. That will allow the 16 of Greg Biffle to peek to the inside of the 88 for second. Boyer now under attack from the 47 of AJ Allmendinger, and the 24 is in the wall. Jeff Gordon. He's going to slow down the performance of the 5 of Casey Kane. He's going to get turned by, almost gets turned by the 23 of Alex Bowman. Now, oh, watch out, Cole Witt. Some of these guys are a little bit slower than guys like Jeff. Cole Witt and Bowman's a little bit slower than Casey Kane and Jeff Gordon. There's David Gillen already losing some spots here on the restart. Newman and Kenseth goes by. And old Junior's been put in the middle. Here comes Harvick on the inside. And it's Joey Logano who's gotten out front. And here comes Clint Boyer in the second place. Goes to 15. Earnhardt Jr., Harvick, and Dillon. Look at Vickers on the inside trying to get back up to the front. He'll make it 3 wide on the 4 and the 3. 5 to go. Last time by, Logano was quicker, but Boyer's trying to close the gap. Earnhardt 3rd, Dillon 4th, and Harvick 5th. Allmendinger moves back to the inside of Vickers. Well, look at the 31 of Ron Newman. We saw, wasn't that 31 car running last at one point after that first caution? He's worked his way up almost inside the top 5. And Boyer is right there, but Earnhardt might slow down to 15. I think the 15 could get there, but Junior's not going to he's going to ruin the 15. Pushing him down the front straightaway. Now he'll pick to the outside and cautions back out once again. That could get Joey Logano the win. If we cannot go back green, I'm sure NASCAR will not let us go back green because we always have these races ending under caution. Because the pace, for some reason, the pace lapse a little bit too long, too much. Let's see what happened. That's right out the final caution of the day. Denny Hamlin turns David Reagan down into McMurray. Hamlin gets by, Stenhouse gets by, but there's David Gillen. His great run ends. Casey Kane. Oh, that 5 car. That's going to be a big hit in the points for that 5 car. The 5 car did not need this. Trying to chase down Kyle Busch and McMurray and Larson, Paul Menard, those guys who does not have a win that's up there in the points. So that's what right out put us under the caution. We are not going to be able to go back green. So Boyer looks like he will not be able to get that first win. And remember, Joey Logano, we thought he was blowing up early in the race. We saw him slow on the apron after that first caution came out. Well, this is good. This has been a good job that they have done for the 22 of Logano. There's Casey Kane coming down pit road. We are not going back green. And the 22 of Joey Logano has picked up his 3rd win of the year. We put the 22 car of Logano in the chase for 2014 with his 3rd win of the year. Boyer 2nd, Dale Jr. A great run out of this number 3 of Austin Dillon. Top 5, Kevin Harvick top 5. AJ Allmendinger, Ryan Newman, Brian Vickers, Matt Kenseth, and after after taking 2 tires on pit stop, For the pit stops, how about Reed Sorensen getting a top 10 finish in this 36 car? Very impressive. Tony Stewart 11th, Greg Biffle, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Ricky Stenhouse, Martin Truex, David Reagan, David Gillen, Michael Annett, and Kurt Busch. And how about Kenseth getting a top 10? It was around 17th not too long ago. This is a good point today for the 15 of Bowyer, and see if he can chase down some of those top 4 guys in points with no wins. Here are your official results. David Reagan getting 17th. David Gillen would get 18th. What a case he can get. 30th, the number 5. There's Ambrose. He would not finish the race. He would be 31st. Johnson, Nemechek, Quapple, Keselowski, Allgaier, Bain, Cal Busch, Chris Buescher, Bobby Labonte, Alan Marola, and Paul Menard will complete the field. So that is all here from Michigan. Next week we are heading off to our final short track race. Actually, one of our 2 short track races that are remaining on the regular season schedule. Bristol, Thunder Valley. Then we'll be heading off to Atlanta Motor Speedway, and be heading off to Richmond for our final race of the regular season. So 13 races are remaining of 2014. 3 remaining of the regular season. Try to have these guys get themselves in the chase. Logano joins Kevin Harvick and Matt Kenseth as the only 3-time winners of the year. We'll see you next week at Bristol, Thunder Valley. Goodbye, everyone.